Okay, we are on the sets of a movie called Geetanjali. We have with us Kirti, who's a debutant actress, and she's with us to talk to us about as to what really makes her tick, why is she into movies, and what really makes her, well, inspired to do more when it comes to the film field. Thank you for being with us, Kirti. I know you have a lot of pleasure right now
Thank
being
you
a
for
debutant
inviting
movie.
me here.
Oh, no problem. It's for Rose Bowl and all the channels that we have around us. For us, it's a great thing to have you over. How do you feel about being a debutant right now?
I feel really great, and my mom always wanted me to be like how she was, like
Right.
an actress, and finally I am in the sets of Geetanjali, and that too like with my dad's best friend, Priyan uncle, Lal uncle in their sets. So I'm really happy, and this is like a very comfortable set, which my very first set, and it's very comfortable because it's like a second home for me,
I can understand, true.
because it's all dad's friends and my mom's friends. So I feel very great. I need to do a lot more nice roles like how I have in this movie. I'm just looking forward to it.
How do you feel? I mean, growing up in the shadow of a mother who's an actress, especially Menaka ma'am, and then like you said, growing up around people like Mr. Priyadarshan, who is more an uncle and a well-wisher, and then you have Mr. Mohanlal, who's a superstar. So being comfortable in this zone, but now you're going to break out of that shadow, as you would call it, being Menaka's daughter. So how has that been for you?
I always wanted to be in movies. Like I never thought that I'd end up as an actress or something, but I wanted to act. And this is a very comfortable set. I don't know how it's going to be like in my next movies. And my mom, she always wanted me and my sister. She always wanted, like now we are known like Menaka's daughters. Later she always keeps saying that later some point in life she should be known as Kirti's and Revati's mother.
True.
So I'm just looking forward to make that name. How I can bring that name to my mom and dad, probably through nice roles and doing good movies. I would like to do some character oriented movies.
Right.
And roles, and I'm a bit choosy on that case as well. So I'm hoping that I get better roles every time in which I could show my talent.
Right.
So again.
So talking about character that you want to portray when it comes to movies that you're going to be doing in the future, this being your debut, tell us a little bit about what you're playing in Geetanjali.
My character is called Anjali, and she is the pair of Nishan. And there are a few happenings in the house because of which Dr. Sunny, that is Lal uncle, who's coming back. So that's the main outline of the story.
Okay, that's the outline of what Geetanjali is
Yeah.
all, or rather what your role is going to be.
Yeah.
Okay, we're all looking forward to it because we know from what we've heard from people that it's a horror thriller based kind of
Yeah.
movie. But we'd like to also know about Geetanjali. I mean, acting in this movie, you have Mohanlal, who is of course a superstar, being there. Is he mentoring you on the set, and is he telling you stuff, or is he giving you your space to do whatever you want?
No, everyone gives me my own space. I have my own space, but still everyone gives their own tips. Lal uncle, once in a while, he does keep saying that, when I'm doing something, he gives his own ideas. Like, you could do like that, you could probably do like this. And if he sees that I'm doing something wrong, he points that out. And in case of Priyan uncle, sometimes he's happy with what I do, but he's always straightforward. He puts it right on my face. He says, if it's not nice, he says it's not nice. If it's good, he says it's good. And sometimes, even if he says it's good, I'm never happy. I go back, I check it in the monitor, and I make sure that it's okay. So sometimes what happens is, even if Priyan uncle says this take is okay, I try convincing him, saying that maybe this take is okay. Do you think so? And he also helps me out sorting out things like that. He says, yeah, maybe you're right or whatever.
So basically, Kirti as a person is a perfectionist.
Yeah. No, in this case, I'm a perfectionist because this is my debut, and I would like to put everything in the right place. So, and every shot, I just want it to be perfect. I wouldn't say that, it's all perfect, but being my first movie, I would like to be like in a really nice position. So every shot, sometimes what happens is some shots don't go well, so he says it's not nice. when I'm doing, it's not like how finally when I end up seeing it in the monitor, it looks very different. So I might feel that I'm doing it right, and at the end when I go and look at the monitor, it's like, oh, it's not nice. And it might be the other way also, like vice versa. Sometimes I feel I'm doing it like, really bad, but when I check it in the monitor, it's like it's really nice. So I don't know what I'm doing like right now. I always end up looking at the monitor, and Priyan uncle suggests what to do, where he'll end up editing it and things like that.
Sure.
So I am being a perfectionist. I'm starting to be a perfectionist.
So how is it for you now? I mean, before you knew that you're going, or rather when you got to know that you're going to get this role in the movie, did you prepare for it in any way in front of the mirror? I mean, this is for budding actresses who are trying to aspire to enter the industry. What is it that you have done to really, perfect yourself in doing certain things? There are nuances in acting which have to be in place before you become an actress. So what is it that, did you prepare yourself for the role?
Basically,
Mentally, yes, but I'm just saying otherwise.
I have been acting in front of the mirror from my third standard, but I never told it to my mom or dad. But as soon as Priyan uncle called me up and said, there is a role that I want you to do and things like that, I again started doing it. But not very, I never planned it very much. Like, it was all of a sudden, and Priyan uncle, what he always told me was, in fact, after coming to the sets, it was after a week which I came to know the story, which is when I came to know the story. So Priyan uncle was like, you never have to plan anything. So whatever I have done till now is like, he tells me whatever I have to do, like right before the shot, and I go in, and when he says it's the take, I just do it like just like that, spontaneously. So I never plan anything before, and he specifically told me, don't plan anything, just do it like how you have to do it. And every time I take another take, it gets better. So, and I've always felt that planning doesn't help out unless and until I have a combination with Nishan or something like that. We plan out a few stuffs, but when I'm having like solo stuff to do, he tells me that don't plan too many things. Once you get into the character, once you go for the take, just be in the role of that character, whatever you were doing, and then just think what you have to do and do it like just like that. Don't think too much, don't plan too much.
So basically you do have a script that you have to follow, but then he gives you that space to be impromptu.
Yeah. There is a script to be followed. He always wants the character to be in the right place, like the role should be maintained properly, the character of the role should be maintained, but he always gives me my own space. Even I tell him, sometimes he comes, acts and shows me how to do things. And I remember one day I told him, uncle, you don't come and act me and show, I'll do it, tell me whatever is wrong, then I'll correct it. He was like, okay, fine, take your time, take your space, whatever.
Do you think that is because of the fact that he's seen you grow up with him? Do you think that could also be something? Because this again for the viewers, when Kirti here is saying Priyan uncle, it's Mr. Priyadarshan that he's talking about. So we all know he's such a fantastic director, producer, and a person who's done a lot of screenplay and so on and so forth. So coming back to Mr. Priyadarshan as a director, I mean, he gives you that space knowing that you're also part of his family per se.
Exactly. He gives me a lot of space, and he gives me time, and also he teaches very well. And I think I'm very comfortable because, yes, exactly like how you said, I'm calling him Priyan uncle. I've been seeing him since my childhood. Maybe because, that is one first reason, I would say. And then not only that, as a director, he's a very good teacher, he's a very good director, and he directs very well. He directs me very well. And every time before I go to the shot, he says, I go and ask him, is this how I do? And he directs me, okay, you could do like that, you could do like this. And when I ask him some stupid questions, he recently was like, you have too many doubts, don't you? I was like, I'm a very doubtful person, but still he has the patience to answer all my questions. So
I mean, he's got a lot of patience, I think, both ways. I think you people bounce off very well with each other.
Yes.
Now, before this, did you have any kind of theatre background in school or anything like that?
No, I've never done any proper dramas or anything. I remember in my 6th standard, I've done a few mimes and hardly any theatre plays or anything. I haven't done anything.
So when your mother was acting, Menaka ma'am, were you always there on the sets to see what she was doing? Has that influenced you or helped you in any way of getting
Like
forward?
my mom acting.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
never been in my mom's sets, I guess, because when she came back, and I probably it was in her serial sets, so I really haven't looked out like what she's exactly doing in her sets. But she gives me lots of tips in the house. Like when I see her movies, she tells me this is how you do that, this is how you do this, and as an actress, she gives a lot of tips, like what to do, what not to do, and as a mother, as an actress, both together, what she says always is you should always be at the set on time, and also you should treat everyone in the same way. That's what she gave. That's what she says every time. And as an actress, tips, lots of tips. Every day, once I finish my shooting, I go back home. I say, this is the scene which happened. This is what I did. And she asked me to act in front of her, but I've never been able to do that. I'm very shy. Even now, I'm shy in front of her and Dad. But anyone else, I'm fine. But still, she asks me, is this how you did this scene? She acts and she shows me, is this how you did that scene? No. But still, no, that's how
But that is kind of quite a challenge, because like you say, you look at yourself at the monitor, and then at the same time your mom is asking you, did you do the scene this way? So trying to figure that out must be quite a problem. So who's the biggest critic here in the family? Is it your mother or is it you?
Sorry, who is the biggest?
Biggest critic to whatever that you do.
Yeah, probably mom, because I might give her a glimpse of what I did. I wouldn't act it out fully, like just an idea of what I did. And then she'll start like, no, you should have done it the other way. You should have done it this way. So she gives a lot of ideas, and be it my dad or my mom, both of them, they don't like praising me obviously in front of me. So even if I do it right, they won't tell it to me. So
that must be kind of irritating. In the
yeah, that
beginning,
is kind of irritating, but still it's motivating, because my mom keeps saying no, and I make her say yes, like no, I did it this way. Priyan uncle said yes, then what's wrong with you?
True.
So, but my sister, she's very encouraging. She says the truth in front of me. It doesn't matter if it's in front of me also, but if it's nice, she says nice. If it's not nice, she says that's not nice. You could do it that way. She's very encouraging as well.
So we're talking about your sister. This is your younger sister, or
No, it's my elder sister.
It's your elder sister.